this delivery app is terrible. I gotta do something else. This delivery app is trash. Like Walmart wants you to take the orders all the way over somewhere, don't pay you worth of shit. Then you gotta come back. Now I will say the bulk orders is probably where the money's at doing bulk orders. Doing these little three stop deliveries, most of them, 80% of them don't pay like shit. And then you can wait an hour, 2 hours trying to wait for a page. At least like it, and every area is different. Think about delivery apps or Uber, DoorDash, Amazon, Flex, Spark, whatever. Everybody's in different areas. So on YouTube, it really don't matter, bro. This shit, at the conclusion, 80% of the deliveries are trash.
You know, my man is right. He does have a point. I mean, he does have a point. You know, all these gig apps are trash, considering, you know. But what might be trash to me might be golden to somebody else in a different market. Now, you got to understand that markets are different. My market here in Cleveland, Ohio, the Walmart app, the Spark app, the zone that I'm in has 2 Walmarts, and it is different. It's different. The orders, the volume, it is different than somebody in Michigan, somebody in Florida, somebody in New York, you know, because they probably might get a little bit more volume. They probably might get a little bit more money. But for me, I only do it as part-time. It's, well, not even part-time. Not even part-time, because I only do it for a couple of hours on Saturday and a couple of hours on Sunday and maybe a couple of hours on Friday when I come in from work. But for me, I only do it just to save money to buy the stuff that I want. If I see something nice or something like that, I will put it on my credit card, and then what I would do is that every week when my Walmart kicks in, I have maybe about 50% of the earnings go to the credit card that I use to buy what I want. And basically that's what I use and do these gig apps. Now, I have to admit that I did use the gig apps when I first started as a supplement because I was transitioning between jobs. But now that I, you know, got another job, and that's my 9-to-5 job, that is my whole job, the money that I'm making from the gig apps is just there. So when I want to order something, I want to buy something expensive, maybe go to on a cruise or something like that, the money is there and it's connected to a credit card that I pretty much use. So for people that use these gig apps as a full-time regimen, then I think that's where my man has a point. Because if you do this as a full-time job, yeah, it's crap. It's trash. It's garbage. It's garbage. See, you guys got to understand that these apps wasn't made for us to get rich. They wasn't. They was made as a service. So the less money these apps can squeeze out of us, the more money that these apps is going to make with us doing the service. Now, if that makes sense to you, by all means. Now, I know some drivers, like my cousin, for example. I mean, on a good day, he clears maybe about $1,200 a week. On an exceptional day, maybe $15. Now, can you do these gig apps as a full-time job? Of course. Of course. You can. You know, I mean, I've seen a lot of people had got comfortable when the gig apps came into play, And they really, made this as a full-time job. As I would say before, I would say that these apps are really not for full-time purposes. And I think that's why a lot of these gig workers, including myself, gets upset when we see change. Now, a lot of us could say, oh, in the beginning, we was making money. Of course. During the pandemic, everybody was home, everybody was ordering, everybody was tipping. Now that the pandemic is over with, everything is subsided, everybody is out, it's not the same. Walmart was just hit with a multi-million-dollar lawsuit in a couple of states. And the algorithm now is trying to, I don't know, trying to say, hey, we see you guys out there, so as long as you accept all the garbage, we're going to keep sending you the garbage because that's what we're learning that you want to do. But if you want to be like me and cherry pick, oh, then every so often we're going to send you the one that you want or the one that you're willing to do. Now, yesterday, I'm not going to cap, yesterday was a struggle. It really was, because they were sending garbage after garbage after garbage, but I guess they had to do that so that you would know which ones to send me. Now, you would get some orders, and like I said, it's in different markets. You will probably get an order, you do the order, and then the next time you get another order will probably be about 2 or 3 hours later. Now, I have seen as much as the guys come in the Facebook group and they be like, yo, we sat in the parking lot all day and I only got one order. I got it. It's crazy. It's crazy that you would sit all day and not get nothing. It's frustrating, considering the fact that you probably might have got maybe tons of orders yesterday, the day before, but then you probably might not get none now. I get it. But again, like I said, my man do have a point. He really do. These apps are garbage. Are garbage. And like I said, in order to work around it and make it work for your benefit, you gotta accept the orders that make sense. It don't make no sense accepting a $30 order that's going 15 miles. Everybody will say, oh man, that's a good order. 15 miles, $30, I made some money. No, you didn't. Because it's 15 miles that they paying for. What about the 15 miles back to get back to the area so you can get some more orders? But I know exactly what you about to say there, partner. You about to say, well, that's where multi-apping come into play. Oh, I get it. Yeah. Multi-apping, right. So let's say you take that $15 order in bumfuck land, and then you turn your app on, say like DoorDash or Uber Eats or something like that. You would expect that to get you back to where you're supposed to post up at. I get it. I understand it. It's not always practical. Because let's say you do turn on the DoorDash app or the Uber app. And let's say 15 miles in Macedonia. You in a totally different city. A totally different time zone. You turn on Uber Eats or DoorDash thinking that it's going to take you clear across back over to South Euclid. No, what DoorDash and Uber Eats going to do is going to take you deeper into where you at. You might get lucky that somebody will order McDonald's from Macedonia going all the way back to motherfucking South Euclid. I don't know who's ordering that or who expect that food to be fucking good, because it's not going to be good. It's going to be cold as fuck and the ice is going to be melted. And then when you drop that shit off, guess who that person going to be mad at? They're going to be mad at you because you didn't get it there fast enough, considering the fact that it came 15 fucking miles away. So, I agree with Moore said. I do agree with him on that to a point, but if you have a job and you just, doing it just to get some play money or some extra money, that's cool. That's cool. But if you doing this for full time, yeah, I do feel you on